Did I make amends? I got punched in the face by the kid who I used to bully back in school. I used to join in bullying of this kid. His name was Mike. From the 6th grade to the 12th grade. Yes, that's 6 years of me helping other people bully him. My motivation on bullying him was that it was better to bully him than me. I had my own social liabilities, but his was greater. Yes, I know I did a lot of messed up things like putting gum in his hair and pulling down his pants in front of all the kids to see. I fully understand that it was wrong. But I went through my own hell after high school, and it took a lot of work and effort to accept things that I couldn't control or what I didn't have in my life. After high school, I am doing a lot better and understand that I need to make amends with Mike. So I tracked him down and found him on social media and messaged him an apology. I got a long reply about how his bullying messed him up and an apology was not to be accepted, and I deserved to be punched in the face. I thought about it for a little while and I replied to him, if it makes him get closure and he would forgive me, I would let him punch me in the face. And he happily accepted my offer. So, we set up a time and met at a park on a Wednesday. We talked briefly. We went behind a tree and I put my hands behind my back. He popped me in the nose so hard that I was literally seeing stars. He did kick me when I was getting up after he knocked me out. I asked him afterwards if he was good, and he said, yes, we're even, and never to contact him again. So what do you guys think? Is this enough to give a person's closure for 6 years of bullying? Let me know in the comments below.
A girl I loved left me and tried to reconnect 10 years later. I had a girlfriend who I dated for 2 years. I was 19, she was leaving for college and dumped me in a terrible fashion. She had me go to the spot where I first kissed her to break the news to me that we could no longer date because she was going to university. I cried in front of her, which was the first time she'd ever seen me cry. She was unsympathetic and said, no, please don't do that, just don't, in a kind of disgusted way. I was hurt emotionally and she knew it. I wiped my eyes, looked at her once and walked away without saying a word. She tried to pity me and it was humiliating because I honestly thought she felt the same about me as I did about her. The next week, I flew across the country and when she found out she had messaged me and accused me of running away. She almost had me convinced that I should move back after she told me she would consider a long-distance relationship. I decided not to when she was pissed about it and stopped talking to me. 10 years later, I was married with 4 kids already. I ran into her and she looked happy to see me. It was odd that we both worked at the same company all the way across the country. She asked to go for coffee and explained that she had a rough time with some of her relationships and decided to move this way for work. She asked me about my family and life and I told her all was great. I told her my wife was amazing as she always gives care and attention when I need it and supports everything I do. I think this really struck a nerve with my ex as she became silent for a moment and it was a little awkward. She tried inflating her own life and said that she's living her best life and even offered to be friends again and hang out. I told her that those days were over and it wouldn't work. She seemed heartbroken about that and said that she always thought about me after I left and that she missed the way we were. I told her I had to leave and haven't spoken to her since.
I get a real high out of paying for people's groceries when they can't. Yesterday, a young guy ahead of me in the grocery store had about $92 worth of groceries and he'd forgot his card. I broke out my credit card and paid for his stuff, even over his objections. He wanted to pay me back, but I just told him not to worry about it, just do something nice for someone in the future. A few years ago, my wife and I were at Costco and the young couple ahead of us were trying to use EBT to pay for their groceries, but Costco didn't take EBT, so my wife and I offered to pay for their entire order. It was almost $400. I didn't hesitate, and it felt so good to be able to do that. We're not a wealthy family, but we are better off than some, and it just seems insane to not help people in those moments, especially considering that I know full well how embarrassing it is to rock up to the grocery store clerk and not have the money to pay for things. I've had a few more experiences like that, and I actively hope for more, just for the serotonin hit I get from helping people.
My boyfriend is breaking up with me because I'm too old. We are the same age. As per the title, yeah, it sucks. I don't know who else to talk to, and I don't know how to talk to him about it, so if anyone could offer advice on how to respond eloquently, that would be very appreciated. To cut a long story short, we met just under a year ago and started a situationship not exclusive. He didn't want any labels. I'd go on other dates and that, but this guy really stuck. After a few ups and downs and a break, he came back to me and asked me to be his girlfriend. I was shocked, but kinda excited, and I'd hoped this would sorta spark a bit more interest from him. We've been doing really good, but when he's drunk, he will explicitly tell me he sees no future in us, but he's happy at the moment, basically stringing me along. I'm constantly on my toes till he invites me over and acts all loving and sweet, and I'm constantly wondering what it is that's wrong with me, and why he can't see a future with me. I'm not perfect, but I can always grow and improve and learn. I have encouraged this man to pursue his dreams and go to uni, literally telling him I'm here to support him even if it means us breaking up with the long distance. I have literally been a cheerleader to him for his future and his life goals. Last night he came over after drinking with his friends. We finally got round to having the chat, and this is what he told me. We are the same age, and you being the same age as me will cause difficulty in the future. He went on to say how he wants to meet someone and have a happy family with 3 children, 2 years apart. If he goes to uni, that's another potential 5 to 6 years away. He literally went on a rage about how women are at peak fertility between ages 20 to 30, and after that they start having deformed and mentally ill children. Shouting at me older pregnant women are very high risk of having a severely mentally disabled child, and horror stories and facts. I said to him, so you just want a younger 20-year-old girlfriend then, and he said yes. My thoughts on this are, firstly, people born with disabilities are doomed to a horrible life, and I will stand by that. Men are just as likely, if not even more likely, to have children with autism if they impregnate at a later age. Thank you, Google, don't quote me. I am in the prime of my life, I have a steady income and a place to live. I have also raised my 11-year-old, so I know what I'm doing on a parental level. Basically, what I'm saying is I'm insulted and shocked. I never thought it would be this, considering I am very youthful and often get told I look 10 years younger than my age. It implies that I am a carrier of bad genes and will produce disabled children. It's offensive, and it feels like a scapegoat for the truth. I don't know how to tell him that he really upset me and insulted me. How do I explain what he said? He doesn't remember apparently, but I think he knows, and argue my side of the story in a way that doesn't make me look needy or desperate. I'm not trying to win him back. I'm going to finally show him for the last time that I'm done being fucked around with mentally, and I'm going to take care of myself only from now on.
Thank you for watching and listening. If you have any stories to share, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and like for future stories. See you next time.